Back in the summer, my wife and I took our kids on vacation to Dallas, Texas. It was the first time we had ever went to Texas, so it was a really, really great experience. Being Floridians, of course, the heat hits different over that way. It's actually not as bad as it is down here. But as we were on that vacation, of course, we love to go to food places, food spots. And we went to a restaurant and we saw something very, very interesting. So typically, you will go to a restaurant and you'll have somebody that's a male or a female to come take your order. Ask you what you want to eat, what you want to drink, come check on you, and all that different type of stuff. There was somebody who did come to take our order. However, that person did not come bring the order to us. We looked around the restaurant and saw something very interesting. We saw a robot that was just casually riding around with plates and cups, excuse me, glasses and silverware, things of that nature, going from table to table to table, making sure that everybody got what it is they needed. And of course, people are like taking videos and they're taking pictures and they're like, oh, wow, that's so cool. That's so amazing. And I'm like, wow, um, my mindset thinks a little bit more different than others. And here I am wondering, like, so how long is it going to take before these things actually start coming to take my order too? You know, I work with somebody who he's a general manager of Walmart, and we had a conversation about a year ago, and he was saying to me, like, in his store, there's already like robots or whatever they call them. Let's just call them AI, for lack of a better terms, AI, that restock in the back and that, goes down the aisles to clean and that goes down the aisles to actually put things on the shelf. There's a lot of people who actually depend on those type of jobs, overnight stocking, that is, um, people who may have a record or maybe they just got out of jail, or I'm not saying that's the only type of people, but it's a job. And we once thought that we wouldn't have any threats when it comes to having jobs like that, but now we got a problem. We got a very, very serious, serious problem. So I'm gonna read an article to you all, and if I can remember, I'll put a link in the description to the article, so you all can check it out as well. So it's by Forbes, so it's a legitimate website, folks. And it says here, Goldman Sachs predicts 300 million jobs will be lost or degraded by artificial intelligence, folks. Like, if that title alone does not raise up your radar, your antennas, or at least make you think about your future, depending on what it is you do for a living, then you are living under a rock. Okay, you're living under a rock. So let's go ahead and continue to read this article here. It says, uh, if generative AI lives up to the hype, the workforce in the United States and Europe will append Goldman Sachs' report this week in sobering and alarming report about AI ascendance. The investment bank estimates 300 million jobs could be lost or diminished by this fast growing technology. So that is horrifying, folks. That is horrifying because that means a lot of us out here in this world are going to be jobless. Are not going to have that job that you thought you had security in, the same job that provides you with your health insurance and that allows you to take your vacations and pay your bills. You may not have that job at some point. Let's continue. Goldman contends automation creates innovation, which leads to new types of jobs for companies. There will be cost savings thanks to AI. Ooh, look at that. Cost savings thanks to AI. Now, this always and will forever be about money. I made a video about a week or two ago called Your 9 to 5 Does Not Care About You. And they don't. They just have to pay you so they don't violate labor laws, of course. But as far as your livelihood, as far as whether you're making ends meet or you're able to spend time with your family, they don't care. It's always been about saving money and finding a way to be able to save money. And the way is going to be AI. Let's continue. They can deploy their resources towards buildings and growing businesses, ultimately increasing annual global GDP by 7%. In recent months, the world has witnessed the asinizing of OpenAI software, ChatGPT, and DALLE ChatGPT surpassed 1 million users in the first 5 days of launching, the fastest that any company has ever reached in a benchmark. So let me do this here. I'm gonna blow up the screen for a little bit, then we'll go back. I want to talk a little bit about the ChatGPT. So the first time I actually heard about that was about a year ago, right? I took my son to work with me and we were just sitting there talking before I ended up getting busy again. And we ended up talking about some of his classes and things of that nature. And then I just so happened to look at him on his phone and I asked him, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm just, trying to get some research for history class and stuff." And he told me about ChatGPT. And I was like, wow, son, like this is very, very sophisticated stuff. Like, are you utilizing this to like do your work? And he's like, no, dad, like we can't use it to do our work, but we can reference it from some of the stuff in which we get from, the AI engine. So I remember I also used ChatGPT earlier this year as an experiment when it comes to YouTube. I saw some other YouTubers making suggestions about going to ChatGPT for finding useful and catchy titles for videos. So I would type in, my video is about helping people become the best version of themselves, blah, 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 blah. And it would spit out maybe about 4 different titles that I could utilize to get people's attention, because here on YouTube, you got to do whatever you got to do when it comes to getting people to click on your video. And we all know how hard that can be. I ended up, deleting ChatGPT because I didn't like being told by a artificial intelligence that how I should title my videos. I really didn't appreciate that too much, and I just didn't feel right with giving that control over to something like a search engine or whatever when it takes away the authenticity from the content creator. I feel like if content creators are going to do things like that, there will be no more authenticity, and AI may just take your place too. So let's go ahead and go back to the article. Here it says, will AI impact your job? It's a good question. So let's read. Goldman predicts that the growth of AI will mirror the trajectory of past computer and tech products. Just as the world went from the giant mainframe computers to modern day technology, there will be similar fast paced growth of AI reshaping the world. Look at that right there. Reshaping the world. Now, does the world really need reshaping, folks? Does it really need reshaping? Here in America, at least, we got a problem. We got a job problem as it is. We don't need to reshape the world with AI, in my opinion. The economy needs to be fixed, but bringing something in like this does not help people. AI can pass the attorney bar exam, score brilliantly on the SATs, and produce unique artwork. Oh my gosh. Folks, do y'all realize what this is saying? AI can pass the eternity bar exam. So you may have like robot lawyers in the future. score brilliantly on the SATs, and produce unique artwork. So, okay, the artwork part. So, my oldest son is an artist. He is a digital artist. He's actually going to be going to college for graphic design. And he absolutely hates artificial intelligence when it comes to mimicking artwork. Like he hates it. He can't stand it. He calls it out and he can tell right off the bat when people are doing, excuse me, when it is AI. Uh, Maybe you've been noticing this trend over the last couple of years where it be on Facebook or X or something of that nature. People have been downloading apps, right? And these apps are designed to actually recreate how you look, like make you look like you're in outer space or make you look like you got a suit and a tie on when you really don't have a suit and a tie, or just alter your image some sort of way. And people are just willfully giving their images over to AI to shape in a way that changes the natural perception of how that photograph looks. This is all the more reason I believe that people are absolutely going to welcome artificial intelligence, because we are just a sucker for technology. We have given over our rights and our freedom when it comes to technology because privacy no longer exists. So that when I see here where it says that it produces unique art, that just came to mind with a lot of these applications that allow you to change the way that you look. So, all right, let's continue. While the startup ecosystem has stalled due to the adverse economic changes, investments in global AI projects have boomed. From 2021 to now, investments in AI totaled nearly $94 billion, dollars, according to Stanford AI Index report. If AI continues this growth trajectory, it could add 1% to the US GDP by 2030. Now, the year to be looking out for here, folks, is 2030. That is literally 5 years from now. 5 years. Is that going to be enough time for people to make life altering changes when it comes to ensuring that their income and their livelihood won't be affected by artificial intelligence? My answer to that question is no. I don't believe that it is enough time because there's still people out here who are oblivious to this stuff, that live under a rock, and that just don't think that the good old US of A would do anything to jeopardize their job. But I don't know. That the article here in Forbes is saying different. So let's continue. Office, administrative support, legal and agriculture and engineering, business, financial operations, management, sales, healthcare, art and design are some of the sectors that will be impacted by automation. So if you fall under any of these categories, folks, your job is in danger within the next 5 years. Take a long look at this, folks. If you're in sales, healthcare, art and design, engineering, business and financial operations, architecture, legal support, legalities, office administrative support, this is like the bulk of our economy. Literally in every corner of our economic system when it comes to occupation is going to be affected by AI. This is why I stress to my kids, especially my oldest son, and I try to tell other people this too, that you better find a trade to where you're needed or a human being is needed. Because if you are just working at Walmart or McDonald's or something like that, and I'm not trying to like bash these jobs, but your livelihood's literally in danger right now from artificial intelligence. Now, don't forget now, look at this. 300 million jobs will be lost or degraded by artificial intelligence. 300 million with an M. With a M, folks. That's terrible. Okay, let's continue. The combination of significant labor loss, cost savings, new job creation, and the productive boost for non-displayed workers raises the possibility of labor productivity boom like those that followed the emergence of early general purpose technologies like the electric motor and personal computer. So here it says the downside of AI. I mean, do we really have to go over the downside? I mean, if I surely they don't think that the latter, excuse me, the previous of what I just read was like the upside. There is no upside when it comes to artificial intelligence. According to the academic research study, automation technology has been the primary driver of U.S. income equality over the last 40 years. The report published by the National Bureau of Economic Research claims that 50% to 70% in changes in U.S. wages since 1980 can be attributed to the wage decline among the blue collar workers replaced or degraded by automation. Artificial intelligence, robotics, and new sophisticated technologies have caused a vast chasm in wealth and in income equality. It looks like this issue will accelerate. For now, college educated, white collar professionals have largely been spared the same fate as non college workers. Ooh. People with a post-grad degree saw their salaries rise, while low education workers declined significantly. This study states the real earnings of men without a high school degree are now 15% lower than they were in the 1980s. So this is no surprise, folks. You know, they always say, don't be a fool, stay in school. The higher your education, the more likely you are to generate more income. It is what it is, but the fact of the matter is, the reality is that most people don't have a college degree. And in my opinion, before all of this stuff right here came to light, you really didn't need a college degree to make a lot of money. And I still stand by that statement. I don't believe you need a college degree. However, it does make life a little bit more easier when it comes to getting your foot in the door. But I know a lot of people who have college degrees also, and they're struggling right now, working at Target and can't seem to get a job in the field in which they majored in. According to the NBER, many changes in the U.S. wage structure were caused by companies automating tasks that used to be done by the people. This includes numerically controlled machinery or industrial robots replacing the blue collar workers in manufacturing or specialized software replacing clerical workers. Truck and cab drivers, cashiers, retail associates, and people who work in the manufacturing plants and factories have all been and will continue to be replaced by robotics and technology. Driverless vehicles, kiosks in fast food restaurants, and self help quick phone scans at the store will soon eliminate most wage and low skilled jobs. If you go to the grocery store, I don't know where you live at, folks. Y'all might have Kroger, but we got Winn-Dixie, we got Publix, we got Walmart. I'll use Walmart for example. Walmart has probably close to 35 checkouts, right? Actually, no, not anymore. There used to be 35 checkouts to where a human being was needed to check you out. Walmart underwent a massive remodeling project over the last couple of years, and now when you go into Walmart, the mass majority of the checkout is self-checkout. So you have to literally go and check out your own items. And they still have humans there, but it's very, very, very little. I'm talking maybe about 4 to 5 registers with real people, and then 20 plus registers to where it is self checkout. So it is already like began to eliminate cashier jobs already. And it's here, folks. It's here. And the thing about it is that it blows my mind how nobody is talking about this right now. Like how is it real life that this discussion is not being had in society? We should not be talking about no Super Bowl. We shouldn't be talking about no NBA finals. We should not be talking about Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. We should not be talking about none of this stuff. This is the stuff that we need to be talking about because this is going to affect you. This is going to affect me. This is going to affect everybody. And it's literally like flying under the radar. Like seriously, it's crazy to me. Let's continue here. Artificial intelligence systems are equipped as AI-powered digital voice assistants. Shares everything you want to know just by asking it a question. Instead of a live person addressing a problem, you can engage with an online chatbot. Now, this is like true with everything, folks. Everything from like trying to get to customer service for your local internet supplier, for the phone company. It's really, really hard to talk to a regular person anymore because the call centers are basically full of automation now. It's not a real person on the other line. Like I have literally gone to, businesses and they will, you want some information about billing or just trying to get a little bit more deeper to get some answers. They'll give you a phone number and it'll go to some automation. You can't get in contact with anybody. I mean, it's the same way on this platform. If you want to get in contact with somebody, it's really, really hard to do that, to talk to a real person, that is. AI can help diagnose cancer and health issues. So doctors, remember, health field expertise, your job's in danger. Banks use sophisticated software to check for fraud and non-compliance. AI predominantly controls driverless automobiles, news feeds, social media, and job applications. Oh my gosh, this is just a nightmare, folks. This is a nightmare. If look, if you're not if you're not concerned, I don't want to use the word scared because we don't fear monger over here. Some channels do that. I'm just not going to do that. I'm a man of faith. I ain't scared of nothing, but this right here is concerning. If you're not concerned about anything that I just read, then you need to reevaluate your life. You must be a billionaire. Tell me what you do for a living. Share that good news with me. All right. Um, what other companies and organizations are saying about AI? Well, let's find out, folks. The World Economic Forum concluded in its 2020 report a new generation of smart machines fueled by rapid advances in AI and robotics could potentially replace a large proportion of existing human jobs. Ooh, yeah. Yep. There it is, folks. There it is. Robotics and AI will cause, will cause a serious double disruption as the pandemic pushed companies to the fast track the deployment and the new technologies slash costs, enhancing productivity and be less reliant on real life people. Less reliant on real life people. What? My gosh. What do you think that means, folks? To be less reliant on you means that they don't need you. These companies don't need you anymore. You have You have been let go. You have been released. Your services are no longer needed. All of that, all those years of college, studying healthcare, studying law, studying engineering, all of those years right there of learning those things in which you felt like those skills that you felt like were going to take care of you for the rest of your life and your descendants and all, you may not get a chance to reap what it is you sowed all these throughout the years. You may not get a chance to do it, folks, because artificial intelligence is without a doubt going to replace you. It's not a question of if, it is a question of when. And when I say it's going to be close, it's going to be real, real close. This is not something that's going to take place in the next 30 years, folks. No, it's going to take place in your lifetime, in my lifetime. And our kids are going to have to go into it. That's another just alarming part about all of this. Management consulting giant PricewaterhouseCoopers reported AI, robotics, and other forms of smart automation have the potential to bring great economic benefits, contributing up to $15 trillion to global GDP by 2030. However, it will come with a high human cost. Oof. The extra wealth will also generate the demand for many jobs, but there are also concerns that it could displace many existing jobs. This brings up another crucial, often overlooked issue. AI proponents say there's nothing to worry about. Of course, they're going to tell you there's nothing to worry about because if you got mass hysteria, then you got a serious problem, folks. They got to throw something out there to keep, people calm. As we've always successfully dealt with new technologies, however, what does this mean for the quality of jobs? The world's most advanced cities aren't ready for the disruption of artificial intelligence, claims Oliver Wyman, a management consulting firm. It is believed that over 50 million Chinese workers may require retraining as a result of AI related deployment. The US will require a retool of 11.5 million people in America with the skills needed to survive in the workforce. Millions of workers in Brazil, Japan, and Germany will need assistance with the change wrought by AI, robotics, and related technology. In 2019, Wells Fargo studied the bank concluded that robots would eliminate 200,000 jobs in banking industry within the next 10 years. That was 2019. That was 2019 when Wells Fargo said this. The 10th year is 2029. And we're almost in 2025. I told you, folks, it's right around the corner. They've been talking about this for years, but nobody's been paying attention. This has already adversely impacted highly paid Wall Street professionals, including the stock and bond traders. These people are people who used to work on the trading floors at the investment banks and trading securities for their bank clients and themselves. It was a very lucrative profession until algorithms, quant trade softwares, and programs disrupt the business and render their skills unnecessarily compared to the fast acting technology. What is what an AI future may look like? Do we really have to? Let's just read it. It's here, right? There's no hiding from the there's no hiding from the robots. There's no hiding from the robots, folks. They're gonna get you. They're gonna find you. Nah, people not running from AI. They got facial recognition on the phone. Come on now. Well-trained, experienced doctors could be pushed aside by the sophisticated robots that can perform delicate surgeries more precisely and read x-rays more efficiently and accurately to detect cancerous cells that the human eye cannot readily see. So, check this out, folks. Here's a scenario. Here you have a human doctor and you have AI, robot, whatever, robotics. They're saying that the robot will be able to detect things that the human can't see because humans are flawed and we can't see everything and things do go under the radar, misdiagnosis and everything. They're saying that the AI is going to be more trustworthy than an actual doctor. I don't understand how people would agree to that logic. You know, AI doesn't have feelings, it doesn't have emotions, it's just a machine. A machine that man clearly trusts more than people, mainly because they want to save money. But I can easily see some people saying, well, you know, they have a point. They got a point. You know, we can save more lives. More people may survive their cancer. We can catch their cancer cells very, very fast versus the old way of doing things because, you know, here in this fast-paced society, they want new, 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 which is why I don't think this is going to be a problem to sell to people because most people are just really gullible. When management consultants and companies that deploy AI and robotics say we don't need to worry, we need to be concerned. That's what this says. Yes, absolutely. Companies, whether they are McDonald's introducing self-serve kiosks, which I discovered earlier this year. I went to a McDonald's and saw that, and firing hourly workers to cut costs to top tier investment banks that rely on software instead of traders to make $1 million bets on the stock market will continue to implement technology and downsize people to enhance profits. This trend has the potential to impact all classes of workers adversely in the light of the study in the spotlight on the dire results of AI, including lost wages and the rapid growth of income equality. It's time to talk seriously about how AI should be managed before it's too late. And that is the end of the article there, folks. I will put a link in the description of it. If you want to read it, or maybe you want to share it with somebody, I don't know, share it on your social media, share it with your mom, your dad, your husband, your wife, whatever you want to do. But I just firmly believe that this is not something that we need to take lightly. It needs to be, again, I'm not fear mongering. I don't want nobody to be afraid and to be scared. But you do not need to be putting this out of your mind. You need to be thinking about what can I do to make sure that I don't fall victim to a robot? What can I do to make sure I can take care of my family at the end of the day? 300 million jobs will be lost within the next decade. Genres of work all across the board, from the health industry to art to engineering, sales, you name it, especially the more so the blue collar jobs, warehouse jobs, probably even the docks as well. AI is a threat. That last statement in that article right there said that we need to be concerned about how AI should be managed before it's too late. It's already too late, folks. It's already too late. People have been losing their jobs for like the last decade and a half. Like layoffs is not something new. Actually, layoffs have been happening long before that, before I was born. They've been thinking of how to replace humans for the last 40 plus years. That's how long they've been thinking about how to replace people. Because it's all about this at the end of the day. It's all about money. It's all about greed. A world where humans are not working due to artificial intelligence is a very scary place. When humans get desperate, when we get desperate, that is, we're not rational. We get into survival mode. And then we end up doing things that we typically wouldn't do just to survive and to live. You will do anything that you have to do to take care of your kids, I promise you, if you're a parent. You'll do anything to take care of yourself, if pushed up against the wall under the right circumstances. And again, I'm not trying to scare people out there, but this is a problem, folks. This is a serious problem that you need to be talking to with people. This article was published last year. So if you didn't know, now you do. It's already like too late as far as doing something about it on the end of society. The only thing that we can do is really just look after ourselves and to do what you need to do to make sure your home is in order. Now, I'll say this now in the video. As you can see, I'm a man of faith. I love the Lord. That's a Bible verse right there, Proverbs 3, verses 5 through 6. It says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Seek him out in all of your ways, and he shall show you the pathway in which you need to go. If you don't believe in God, I think this will be the time to do it. That's why I'm not afraid. That's why I'm not scared. I'm just reporting this right now because I know some people out there don't know. And I've known about this for quite some time. They've been telling us about artificial intelligence for years upon years and years, folks. Look at movies like RoboCop. Taking a unalived cop and making him a cyborg cop, half man, half machine. Terminator. Schwarzenegger came from the future where androids ruled everything with Skytech, Skynet, whatever. Movies like that. And it's throughout history, they've been telling you, this is the future, this is the future, this is the future. All of these futuristic video games, these futuristic movies, like Cyberpunk, for instance, they've all been telling us, like, this is the way it's going to be. There's the information, folks. Do what you will with it. If you like this video, do me a favor. Share it. Share it with somebody. Somebody needs to see it. Comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video. This will help me out a lot, folks. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.